Dr. Steelhammer, Vladimir Klitschko, and Dr. Iron Fist, Vitaly Klitschko, Shannon the Cannon Briggs, and Butterbean, Cruiserweight King Jai Obataya.
Boxing King Media powered by BYD. Napa, Chris Eubank Jr. as manager. What a crazy 24 hours for you. I understand you're already on the way back to Dubai.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to be on the beach tomorrow, man. It's been a long month for me. I've been on the road for 5 weeks. First in Las Vegas with Troy Williamson, and then I came to London to help Chris finish his camp. So, yeah, it's been a eventful April.
You've had a lot of good success with fighters, and I know you when you were starting off. You were dropping me all these names. I know you've done work with Tevin Farmer.
Yeah.
So you got him an opportunity in the US. Obviously Brandon Glanton, who gave a really good account of himself, and obviously it looks like you're kind of building a good little stable.
Yeah, the stable's doing good. We've had 2 Las Vegas main events with Tevin Farmer and Renee Duran. We've had Conor Cole fighting in New York. We've had Troy Williamson fighting in Vegas. I got to big up the guys at Top Rank and Golden Boys. I got a good relationship with them. And yeah, they're giving my guys fights, as well as, to be honest, Matchroom definitely do give me opportunities as well. And of course, Boxer.
Definitely. So let's talk about the most important thing I think most fans will want to know right now is how is Chris Eubank Jr.? Because we heard reports last night he was took to hospital last night, but I know he's put a statement out today as well. Just let us know how he is and why he went to hospital.
Yeah, it was just for precautions with checks. Obviously, the weight cut, the rehydration and whatnot was quite a lot. So they just advised us that he should go to the hospital just to check everything's okay. He was a bit dehydrated and whatnot, but yeah, he's all resting. He's posting on Instagram, TikTok, and the rest of it right now, and Facebook. So yeah, he's in good spirits.
What's he? I know you've been to see him this morning. What was he saying? Did you guys chat?
Yeah, but Chris is not a boxing as much. Although he's in boxing, he doesn't talk about boxing too much. We spoke about the fight a bit, but he's actually he loves his poker. He's a gamer. He loves movies. So when you're around him outside of the fight, he's more talking about the stuff that he generally likes. I can't speak to him and say, "Oh, Jerome Miller versus Fabio Wardley." He doesn't. Not disrespectfully, but that's not the conversations that you're gonna get any engagement from him. But if you say to him, "Oh, Denzel Washington's got a new movie out" or whatnot, he's more interested or stuff like that. So yeah, we'll just having regular chat, catching up. I don't want to bombard his brain with boxing. Just it's downtime now.
Did he make any reference to the fact that did he believe the fight was going to be that hard?
No, we spoke about that yesterday. He goes, yeah, that there was definitely a tough fight, and it's evident, and we definitely didn't think it was going to be a fight where he's going to have to throw over 100 punches round 10, 11, and 12. So yeah, Chris thought he would stop Conor. So I have to big up Conor. He definitely turned up.
Yeah, I know Conor said in the post-fight presser that there is, some respect. I don't know if Chris has alluded to that. There must be respect for Conor, Benn, because there was times where Chris was hurt, and then in the last 2 rounds, Conor was literally fighting on the back foot, but refused to give up.
Yeah, listen, that was definitely the fight in the century in the UK. It's a lot to say all time, but in the last 25 years, I don't think I've seen a fight like that in the UK on the highest stage anyway.
Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you, Napa, is that there's talk of a rematch. Eddie Hearn said in the post-fight presser he's not too keen on it because the weight difference and it's not good for the human body, especially for Conor, especially fighting a bigger guy, etc. But His Excellency said he's booked the stadium for September. So what's it be?
Yeah, obviously, going into the fight, it's a 2-fight deal. So it was this fight and then again before the end of the year, like September, October times. But after last night, I ain't really brought, as I said, I didn't really bring up boxing. So whether it's going to be Conor Benn again, whether it's going to be Canelo, whether it's going to be Billy Joe Saunders, we haven't really dabbed into it. just let him rest up, and then we'll see what the options are in the coming weeks.
I've got to ask you, the internet blew up yesterday, and I think it helped with the pay-per-view numbers when Senior rocked up out of that Rolls Royce Cullinan.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Tell me, at what point did you know he was 100% coming?
I knew. I known for a minute. Just kept it to myself. We didn't want it to leak. But yeah, we knew that was the best time to let it go. We ain't known for too long. I don't want to say exact because Chris is gonna explain himself.
Okay.
But we knew that was gonna be a game changer, Senior pulling up.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because I watched an interview with Eddie Hearn that he did on the Stomping Ground. I think he was
Yeah.
asked a similar sort of question. Have you seen it by any chance?
I'm not sure which not. I've
Yeah.
seen some, but I don't know if
Uh,
the same one.
Let me see if I can find it.
A decision, but he
What does he mean here?
tonight, as I said, Conor Benn becomes a hero.
Oh,
Do you know what made Chris Eubank Sr. decide to come? Uh,
Let's keep romance.
okay.
Love.
what's he mean? Because he didn't really say anything. He just like did a face expression. What's that about?
I don't know. Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's an interesting character sometimes. He's a cool guy. I've known him for I've actually known him since he started. I don't know what he's on about.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I have
think,
no idea.
like I said, he didn't say anything, didn't make reference to anything. He just kind of pulled a face and then I think he knew what he meant, but obviously we don't know. So it's a question for
Yeah.
Eddie, I suppose. But obviously he turned up and the place went mental. But what was Senior saying in the dressing room? Because I think he did some interviews and even he was saying that this fight should never have happened and it's dangerous, etc. Even after the fight.
He just said there was no way I was not coming. So he said, Chris is my son. I'm here for my boy.
Okay. And then the biggest talking point of last night was when Billy Joe Saunders rocked up outside the changing room.
Yeah.
Bit of an iconic moment now because I dread to imagine how many pay-per-views were bought on the back end of that as well now because
Yeah, I know. Who do I send the invoice to?
I'm trying to think. Depends who you want it from. Do you want it from the Zone or Sky? Because there's two lots of
Whoever,
reviews.
whoever's got the most money.
Yeah, I'll be ringing up Ben Shalom then.
Yeah.
So that moment, I understand that in with regards to the rules, one member from the opposite team can come into the changing room to check, and I understand somebody else was already in there, so
Yeah.
that's why you stood in the way.
So before even going to the event, we had no idea who they're going to send. But I already had it in my head. They can send whoever they want, but I'm not going to let him into the changing room. So that's why I made sure I wasn't really walking around the arena. I wasn't out watching none. You ain't seen me out watching none of the fights. I made sure, like after Brandon's fight, I made sure Brandon was settled and the rest of it. And then I was just like, all right, cool. I need to go and when Chris arrives, I need to make sure that that guy is not getting in the changing room. Because when I heard that was their plan, I thought that's a good one. Actually, to be fair, that's because Chris is winning like 10-0 with the press conference and lead up to the fight. So I thought to myself, okay, yeah, send in Billy Joe. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, but I'm just not going to allow it. So it's not going to work.
Was that because of the history between the two then?
Yeah, we're not best friends with the guy. It's 11 years since they fought now, and there's been back and forth ever since. So it's still a fight. Chris don't believe he lost, and he wants to avenge it. I know. Well, he's always said to me he wants to avenge that loss. I think he's even said it last week, didn't he? I think, or this week.
He did. Just to confirm, am I right in saying the British Boxing Board chairman Rob Smith, the secretary, he wasn't walking Billy in, was he? Because it looked like they were coming in together.
Listen, let me tell you something. I don't know if the British board said he's allowed or not allowed. I don't know if Team Benn sent him or not sent him. I'm telling you, I was never gonna allow him into the changing room, and I was ready to fall out with whoever was prepared or wanted to fall out with me. I was just gonna stand there and say, not him. He ain't getting past me. He can't get past me. Physically, it's impossible for him to make a way past me. I stood there and I thought, he can't move me, budge me, say anything that's gonna allow me to let him pass. Simple as that. It's nothing to do with Robert Smith, nothing to do with Nigel Benn, nothing to do with Tony Sims or Eddie Hearn. I'm telling you no. So who's saying anything about that? No one. I told him, I guarantee you're not coming in. And he didn't come in. He can shout and do this and that, and he slipped in little racist remarks that I didn't hear. It just shows you the level of class the guy has. He just needs to, mate, lose your weight and let's try get a fight with you and Chris.
What is the realistic chance of that happening, Chris and Billy? Because I would.
It's on him. So obviously, Chris is managed by Nova and another colleague of ours. There's three of us that look after Chris. He met one of the guys end of last year, speaking about a fight. Contracts were made and the rest of it, and then nothing came of it. The guy, I heard in the interview him saying it's because I was 18 stone and I can't make on the rest of it. Listen, if you want to tune up, you can fight Brandon Glanton. If you don't want to tune up, just fight, when you can make the weight, we'll fight you at whatever weight we decide.
What's the heaviest Chris would fight him at, do you think?
I'm not sure. We ain't really went into the technical details about it.
Okay.
168, 170.
Yeah.
It will beat him up at whatever he wants anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, and do you reflect on anything from the whole event, the experience, whether it was with Billy Joe, the night itself? How do you reflect on it all now, looking back? Nice.
The Billy Joe stuff, listen, that wasn't really for cameras. I don't even know where all these cameras came from. Maybe he walked with them. That's the thing I was going to do off camera, because I don't have footage of it. Do you get what I mean? I don't have any footage of it. It wasn't for social media. It wasn't for clout. I'm just not letting him in. So yeah, looking back to it now, it actually was good for the show. It helped the pay-per-views, and then Senior pulling up. I woke up today and I thought to myself, you know what? If I was at home watching this and I see a big incident going on in the changing rooms with Billy Joe and Team Eubank, and then Senior turns up, it's like it's like WWE. It's like I thought to myself, yeah, people must. I actually had a friend that told me he didn't want to come. He didn't want a ticket. And then I told everyone, come Saturday, don't message me for tickets. He bought a regular ticket in the stand off a guy for £400. The ticket face value was £59 or something like that. Because the suspense was so much from what he was seeing on TV that he just thought, no, I need to be there. And he got there just in time for Chris's fight. He didn't even watch the undercard. So I can imagine that in the moment, I didn't watch the undercard. Apart from Brandon's fight, I didn't see all the other fights. I was backstage, and I was more focused on what does Chris need to prepare, getting him, stretching him out, the warm up, what drinks does he want, or with more we managed the guy, so we're more into what does he want more than taking in the experience. I didn't really see how busy it was until I walked out there for Chris's fight. Yeah, so and then again, when the fight started, if you're watching two fighters and you don't have emotional attachment to one of the fighters, it's one thing. But for us, obviously, we do with Chris. So again, I'm taking it in, but I'm emotionally invested in Chris. But then after everyone's saying best fight ever, best this, best that, so I was just thinking, damn. I think as time goes on, we're going to realize that we're all part of something that is going to be remembered beyond our times here on Earth. And yeah, man, it's something special.
Yeah, definitely. I think you definitely put Nova Sports on the map as well. I'm pretty sure your phone will be crazy in the next few days. People want to.
Yeah, I've had a few fighters messaging me. Obviously, they realized Brandon's with us and was on the cards. Like, some people thought that was Chris Benham Smith slot. No, that was Brandon Glanton's slot. It was Brandon Glanton versus whatever cruiserweight matchroom or boxer would present. So, we get opportunities for fighters, especially with Chris's events and our relationships with everyone. So a lot of fighters have been hitting me up, yo, I need fights or this, that, or I'm no longer working with this promoter or that promoter. So yeah, it's good for the company. I can't complain at all.
And they can hit you up on the socials. Is it Napa or Nova?
Yeah, Napa Fitness.
Napa Fitness. And because of the incident with Billy yesterday, and that's obviously
Yeah.
got your name with the algorithms.
Yeah.
The time you reverted about a year or so ago, was it in Dubai?
2023 in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So when you reverted, that video has gone viral again on TikTok. It's just popped up on my TikTok.
Okay.
It's mad how
I'm not big on TikTok. I should start using it more. I realized that some people, when they want information, they don't go to Google. They actually go to TikTok. Like they'll be like restaurant in Oxford Circus. They won't type. I'm old school. I'm typing it on Google, but people I know, they're typing it on TikTok, like for whatever. So or like cure for something.
Yeah,
bad back cure.
So what's happened is people have put your name into TikTok and that video's come up and they've recognized that it's been seen and it's just and so yeah. Thank you, mate. Have a safe flight and then hopefully we'll catch you soon.
Introducing the all-new BYD Sea Lion 7, the luxury electric SUV that's changing the game. Book your free test drive today at the BYD showroom in Sheffield.